It's so good to be out again, bimbling and buffooning around on my adventures. Over the next 6 days, my plan is to try and hike something called the Paddy Buckley Round.
The Paddy Buckley Round is a fell running and mountaineering challenge in Eryri or Snowdonia National Park in North Wales. It's a massive route covering 61 miles with over 8,500 metres of ascent, and the challenge is to reach 47 summits in a big loop around this beautiful and mountainous part of Wales.
So I've got 6 days to do this. It's sometimes done as a fell running challenge, but I'm going to be through hiking this and trying to be self-sufficient. So this video is intended for anybody who's wanting to do the route, wants a bit of a guide, or if anybody's looking for a really tough through hike in the UK.
Day 1 started from Capel Curig before heading south and up the long climb to the first summit of Moel Sharbod. You then head down to the smaller summits of Clogwing, Bwlch o'r Maen and Carneddau Cribbar. The rest of the day skirts along a line of 5 summits before making camp just before Moel Dryman and are covered about 9.5 miles in total.
This Paddy Buckley Round is, as you might know, one of 3 big rounds in the UK, the other 2 being the Bob Graham Round in the Lake District and the Charlie Ramsey Round up in Scotland. So these rounds, I think, were devised as fell running challenges, really, 24-hour fell running challenges initially. But they're such cracking routes that it's really worth kind of hiking it over a few days. From here you can get a really good view of day 4. I think this is going to be for me, which kind of heads along this ridge line and then up to Snowdon there, and then dropping down into Llanberis, which is just behind. It's a beautiful day today. I've just managed to reach the first summit of this route, Moel Sharbod. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it means the shapely hill. I was looking at the map this morning. It looked a bit grueling, but actually it's been really nice, really friendly mountain to get up. So I'm going to stop here, brew up in this shelter for a bit, and then crack on for the rest of the day. Coming up here today is just such a treat. The views are absolutely outstanding. I've never been up here before, and you can just see for miles around in every direction. And you can see the likes of Tryfan over in the corner. There's Snowdon and the mountains around there, and then off to the south, the Moelwens. It's just a real treat. It's so clear today as well. You just see for miles. I have to say that the initial part of this Paddy Buckley Round is very pleasant. It's a very pleasant easing into proceedings. If you were running this, you'd be flying around at this point. There's nothing too steep, paths are clear, navigation's good. Obviously I'm helped by the weather, but it is giving me a bit of an uneasy feeling that I'm getting a false sense of security here, because I know that this is going to be really tough over the next few days. I absolutely love doing these big rounds. It's not only is it like a physical challenge to kind of get around, but but you can tell that they've thought about the route so much and put it together in such a nice kind of flowing motion. It's just a real pleasure to go around, and each time you get to one of the little summits or bigger summits, you just get like a totally different viewpoint of the area. It's just magical. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We've got a bog situation here. Oh my word, look at that. That is juicy all the way. Oh my word, look there, evidence. There's been a victim. Somebody's been a victim. Jesus, what are we gonna do here? Let's go around. Oh, we're clear, we're clear. Up and round, we're safe. Tough to be fair. Oh man, I'm feeling it now. Really starting to get into my rhythm now with this hike. It's a bit hard at first, you're kind of super keen. You don't know how you're going to be, you don't know how you're going to feel. As the day's gone on, oh man, just loving being in these mountains. It just kind of settles you right down, I don't know if that makes sense. You just kind of, you find your little rhythm and you just kind of plod on. There's nobody about, beautiful isolation, lovely weather. You can just kind of settle down and find some peace. Obviously I can't carry enough water to see me through all these days, so I'm having to find it in the hills. I'm just coming up to a lake called Llyn Edno, so hopefully this water here is pretty decent. This water looks pretty clear, I think it should be okay. There's loads of plant life in it, so that's a good sign. This route has been amazing so far. This kind of first day going south from Capel, it takes you away from all the popular areas, all the blockbuster mountains as it were, and it's kind of so much better for it really. You get stunning views of Snowdon and Snowdonia, but without any of the crowds. I haven't seen anybody now for hours. It's been bliss. It's about 7 o'clock and I was hoping to get a little bit further, but I've just come down off the unnamed summit and I think I've had enough for the day. There looks to be some cracking wild camping spots around here, so I'm just going to look for a little spot out the wind and settle down for the evening. Just got to the end of day one. I've managed to pitch my tent. Found a cracking wild camping spot up here. What can I say about the route so far? I think it's just it's been an absolutely fantastic day. The route starts in kind of a really gentle and civilized manner, and it's just continued that way all day. Really, it's just been a really nice start to the 6 days. There's been nothing too technical. There's been nothing too steep. A few tiny little bit of scrambly bits. I think the going's been quite easy for me, but it's been really, really dry lately. And I think ordinarily there'd be like loads of bogs along this top bit. So I think that would be the only thing. I mean, it's been quite dry for me, but I've still had wet feet. But I think ordinarily you can see there's kind of a lot of bogs everywhere. But apart from that, it's just been a beautiful, beautiful day. Long may it continue. Just setting off nice and early on day 2 of this Paddy Buckley adventure. If you're into wild camping, God, it's gorgeous around here. I found such a good little spot, and I don't think I saw anybody from about 11 o'clock yesterday morning. So peaceful. You just kind of wake up with the sound of the skylarks and the geese. It's just such a nice feeling.
Day 2 starts with a short ascent up Moel Drummond before dropping through the atmospheric and abandoned Hrosith quarries. After leaving the quarries, you take on a string of 5 summits which end with Molwyn Moa before dropping back down to the final challenge of the day, the ascent of Cnicht, where I hope to find a camping spot. This day was just over 9 miles.
This first bit of the route this morning feels very remote. There's nobody about. I've not seen anybody for probably 24 hours now, which is nice. And when you're kind of looking out over the views and the vistas, you can't even see any towns. You see like the odd house. That's probably a farmhouse speckled around the place. But it's just this kind of moorland and mountains. Really craggy Welsh landscape. The views from the top of Alt Vawr are absolutely stunning, and you can see pretty much, I reckon, round pretty much to the whole of the route. And you can see a clump of mountains, the Molwyns that I'm about to take on, and it looks like things are going to get a lot more challenging. I think I've had a bit of an easy ride so far. The gradients look much steeper, and the terrain looks a lot more technical, so I'll have to see what it's like when we get there. This abandoned quarry at Rosad It's such a cool place. I was here a few weeks ago when me and Betty hiked the Snowdonia slate trail. When I was here before, I was thinking to myself, this would be an ace place, like really atmospheric place for a wild camp. But then I was chatting to a friend of mine and they said, oh, you're going to have a camp up with all the ghosts. I thought, actually, this could be pretty creepy at night. But yeah, it's really atmospheric when you're here. I'm just heading out of the quarry now after a nice little break. To be honest, I think this is where the challenge really begins for me. The terrain's getting loads steeper from now on, and as you can see, the weather's turned. So it's come from glorious sunshine yesterday, and it's just bands of rain keep coming in. So yeah, we'll have to see how the next few hours go. It's certainly going to be challenging, I think. This is much steeper than anything we've come across so far. Twice as steep at least. And there's no kind of real obvious paths like there has been. So it's just there's a few trods. You just kind of got to pick your route up. Much more my style. Wow, that climb up to the summit of Fold Du. Oh, that must have been 1 in 2 gradient, more, pretty much the whole way. No proper paths. That was you had to earn that one. It was fantastic though. There's a really nice, easy path on this approach to Mowenbach, but this place has got kind of eerie vibes. I think a lot of people have lost their lives quarrying and mining around here over the years, and it's just got this kind of really weird atmosphere, especially now the mist and clag started to come in. I'm just coming down now off the summit of Mowenbach, and the path up here is really good actually. I thought it'd be much trickier than it is. It's a bit steep in places, but there's no problem with navigation or anything. However, the energy around here is something else. I don't know whether it's because the mist has come in, but it just feels so haunted. I think it's all the old mines and quarries and all the history of the area. It just kind of hangs in the air. It's a really strange feeling. It's raining. It's proper raining now. I'm just on the descent now from Mowenbach. After finishing these little group of mountains, you kind of have to go back on yourself, so I'm going to end up back at Rossed Quarry before carrying on to connect a bit later on. I've had a lovely afternoon so far. Obviously totally different from yesterday. I've had a good soak in, but it's just so atmospheric around here. And these mountains are so different to the ones that kind of did in the first day. Lots of different terrain, challenging conditions. So yeah, it's what it's about really. I'm finding navigating back to the quarries a bit tricky actually, especially in this thick clag. You come off the top and there's just kind of bogs everywhere. There's not really any paths. The mist is kind of all thick, so I've been lost on a few occasions. Hopefully I'm not far off, but I'll show you what I mean by bogs. Look at that. Oh, it's just everywhere. Over here, God, look at that. Oh wow, I finally made it back to the quarry. The next mountain for the day, and the final one for the day actually, is one called Carneddau, which it's a shame that this thick clags come in, because it's really, it's a really beautiful, really stunning mountain. Just coming away from that quarry and navigating myself onto Carneddau is proving to be a bit of a nightmare this afternoon. It's just really boggy ground everywhere, and there doesn't seem to be any proper paths, and even if your sat nav or whatever tells you that you're on a path, it doesn't actually seem to exist as you or I might imagine a path to exist. Just had a slight change of plan. I'm about a quarter of a mile, I think, from the summit of Carneddau, and I'm absolutely bushed, and there's thick clag and cloud everywhere. But there is a few nice little flat spots I noticed, and I've just tucked out the wind here. So I'm thinking I'll chuck my tent up for the night, and then head up to Carneddau first thing in the morning. I just reached the end of day 2 on the Paddy Buckley Round, just trying to think of a way to summarise it. Totally different from yesterday. Today, with all the kind of quarries and mines that you go past, it's kind of really atmospheric and really eerie. The place, especially in the kind of mist and clag, feels so haunted. It's got such a strange atmosphere to it. The terrain was a bit more mixed as well, really steep in places, a bit more challenging than yesterday, and navigating the bogs was really tricky in parts. There's no clear paths or tracks, and there's just you just got to kind of make your way through this really boggy, swampy terrain. I've come up to the Carneddau now. I'm about a quarter of a mile from the summit, I think, and managed to find myself a decent flat spot to camp my tent, and I'm going to get my head down and looking forward to day 3 tomorrow. I'm just setting off now on day 3 of this Paddy Buckley Round. As you can see, unfortunately I've woke up in the mist and the clag and the drizzle, although I've checked the mountain weather forecast and it looks to be improving. Today's going to be a bit of a whopper day today. I think I spent a bit too long yesterday enjoying myself, getting lost in those bogs, so a bit behind schedule.
Day 3 started with a quick ascent to the summit of Carneddau, before a long descent in a transitional section which drops down to nearly sea level. After you pass Nampmore, the climbing starts again as you head up Bryn Bannog and onto the high point of the day, the beautiful Moel Hebog. You then head along a string of summits, and I made camp on the final summit of the day, Mynydda Thywi Elor. This day was just over 11 miles.
Just coming down off the summit of Carneddau, and it's quite a long walk, couple of mile walk into Nampmore, so I'm just going to get a move on. I'm loving it up here this morning. I tell you, this is exactly the kind of place that I think of when I think about Snowdonia. It's not always super pretty, but it's just such a rugged landscape. It's like there's rocks are slippy and sharp as teeth, and there's thick clag most of the time. It's so atmospheric. I just find it's a really kind of foreboding landscape. It's great to explore around here. The descent coming off Carneddau then, I'd say that's the first proper bit of technical terrain I've come across. I'm not sure if I took the exactly the right line, but yeah, it was really scrambly. This rock is so slippy when it's wet, it's just like walking over ice. So yeah, I had to take my time, be careful down there. I'm just coming to a little place called Nampmore now. It's a tiny little hamlet. I don't think there's anything there. But if you need some supplies, it is a handy point. You can just walk up to a place called Bedgelert. I think it's about a mile each way. And there's some cafes and an outdoor shop there. So I'm running a bit low on gas, so I'm just going to nip off the trail, get some gas and get some food, and then head back on and tackle these mountains this afternoon. I'm back on the trail now after a nice little refuel, and heading up to a mountain, what looked like a monstrous mountain called Moel Hebog. The lady in the shop, I told her where I was going, and she said the summit of Moel Hebog and around there is lovely, but she said the approach was somewhat soul destroying, so we'll have to see how it goes. This place is pretty cool. When I was reading about this before coming out, it said that there was kind of like a bothy or like a wooden shelter en route that you can stay in. And here it is, right in the middle of the woods. I see what that lady meant in the shop now about this being a bit soul destroying. We're back to indistinct paths and bogs. I think my feet only just got dry and they're soaked again. This next summit of Bryn Bannog, oh geez, it's a long climb and it's a steep climb straight up. Oh man, navigation would be tricky around here if it was bad weather or thick clag. It's alright as it is now. Man. I've just reached the summit of Bryn Bannog. Oh my goodness, that has to have been the toughest so far. It's only a touch over 500 metres, but you come at it from near enough sea level and it's just steep. It's so gorgeous up here though. What a beautiful hill. The next ascent today takes you up to Moel Hebog, and it's another absolute beast by the looks of it. It's about 300 metres of ascent and it looks really steep and it just goes pretty much straight up. But I think the rest of the day after you get to this summit gets a little bit easier, a little bit gentler. But yeah, this one's going to certainly be challenging. Oh my God, this is evil. Oh Christ. I'm just arriving at the summit of Mole Hebog, and the views up here are absolutely massive today. It's outstanding. If you're thinking of taking on the Paddy Buckley Round, running it or hiking it, then you're taking on summiting 47 of these peaks. Wow, it's just epic. My next mission for the day is going to be trying to find some water. I've had a check of the map, and this area over to Yagan and beyond is really dry. There's on the map there's a tiny little town. It looks like not much more than a puddle really after the next summit. But if that's no good, I don't know what I'm going to do really. I'll have to have a think about things. Well, this is that water that I spoke about, and yeah, it's nothing more than a sludgy pond. Definitely wouldn't want to drink from here. I'm just coming down off the summit of Mole Leffin now, and water's become the real issue. I think I've got about 100 mils left. It looks to be that between Mole Leffin there's a dip down before you go up to, I think it's called Eryri, and it looks like if you go east or west down the hill a little bit that there's some streams, so I'm going to have to do that I think, and I'll let you know how I get on. I've managed to find this water in Glyder Forest. It's not fast moving, but I think it'll be alright. I'm going to filter it, boil it. It's got plants and everything growing in it, so that looks pretty healthy. I'm glad I finally got some water. I think that'll be alright. It looked pretty clean. Today it's really felt like this adventure has started proper. It's just been one challenge after another. It's just kind of throwing everything at you. It's got time for me to camp up now, and there's just nowhere to camp. So you just got to keep going. I'm absolutely knackered. But this is where these things try and break you, and you just have to push through. Oh, this is turning into one of those really massive days. As you can see, it's getting pretty dark now. It's gone 9 o'clock and there's still nowhere to camp. So I've managed to find somewhere to pitch my tent. It's the end of day 3 on the Paddy Buckley Round. Oh my goodness, this route, this course, just throws everything at you. It's been an absolutely massive day. Loads of challenging terrain, really steep ascents, massive views over the whole of Snowdonia, which has just been epic. As you can probably hear, the weather's turned, the rain's coming down, and I've underachieved again a bit today, so I've not made it quite as far as I wanted to. But for me, the adventure's really started today. It's the fun of doing these things is how much it challenges you. So it just throws everything at you, and it's kind of wills you to give up, wills you to give in, but you just kind of got to keep going. So I'm going to get my head down, make some plans for tomorrow, and yeah, looking forward to day 4 of the Paddy Buckley Round. Morning! It's day 4 on the Paddy Buckley Round. God, I was feeling it yesterday. What a massive day that was. And today, when I've been checking my maps, if I want to get where I need to be, which is Llanberis, it's an even huger day. The weather's been kind so far, and it was a glorious sunrise this morning.
Day 4 starts with a trio of isolated mountains, which end at Yigan, before heading down the valley on a transitional section. You then take a meandering path via 3 smaller summits to the high point in Wales, Eryri or Snowdon. There is then the task of summiting a further 5 peaks before making your way down to Llanberis. This day was a massive 16.3 miles with over 2,000 metres of elevation.
I'll tell you what, when I was getting out of my tent this morning, it was covered in slugs, and I found a tick crawling up my foot, and I'm obviously stinky, feeling really grubby 4 days in, and you're kind of questioning your life decisions. But just stepping out this morning, this part of Snowdonia is just absolutely magnificent. It's breathtaking. I'm just coming down now from the summit of Yigan. There's a long kind of grassy descent, I think, that heads towards Glyder Forest. It's taken me a bit longer actually, it's about 10 o'clock now. The descent from the previous summit was very scrambly, with some fairly significant drops over some greasy rocks, so that took some care getting across that. But yeah, hopefully now I'm going to crack on. There's kind of a 3-mile transition period now before the next string of mountains. After you come out the forest, there's a farm track which you don't take, but I think you just kind of scoot down the road to the right for a little bit, and then you kind of go over the wall and then just head straight up this next hill, from what I can gather. This is one of the fun things I would say about this route, is that there's a lot of kind of navigation over tricky ground, and there's a lot of areas where there's really not obvious paths or just maybe a few trods or whatever. So navigation on the Paddy Buckley is much more challenging, I suppose, much different than it is on the Bob Graham Round. I'm just heading off the summit of Cragwen now, which to be fair was a tough little climb. There's no paths, and it's kind of boggy mixed terrain, and you just have to point yourself uphill and just go for it. And it took quite a bit of energy out of me, to be fair. From this viewpoint you can see the approach to Snowdon or Eryri, to give it its Welsh name, and it looks pretty exciting, to be fair. I'm not sure if it's a bit too much excitement than I was hoping for. I'm just about to start on the ascent to Snowdon or Eryri, which is obviously the highest point in Wales and the highest point on this route. I won't lie, I'm a little bit nervous. When the line that you see, the line that you take has been shown to me today, it looks a bit technical, a bit tricky in sections. And I'm just very aware that I've got 3.5 massive days already in my legs. I've already done about 7 hours today, and I'm carrying about 13 kilograms on my back. So I'm not as nimble as I normally would be. But anyway, the first bit looks all right, so we just have to see how it goes. So far so good. Really lovely, lovely little route up, to be honest. I've not got to the scary looking bit yet though. But yeah, so far, really enjoying it. Thankfully, it's actually quite a nice route up here. It's not nearly as bad as what it looks when you're looking at it from quite far away. There's a bit of scrambling, but nothing too much, and then quite a nice path. Just heading up on the final little ascent up to the summit of Snowdon now, the highest point on the route. Oh, I'll tell you what, I feel I'm on the ropes this afternoon. I think the last 3.5, 4 days, oh man, it's just accumulated fatigue. So, there's a lot of big mountains before here in Llanberis, so the chance of me making it there is getting increasingly slim. Just heading up towards Carneddau again now. God, it was a right shock going to the summit of Snowdon. It's unsettled me a bit, if I'm honest. It's not that I don't like people, but there's kind of a reason that I like coming into the mountains and just being on my own and the solitude. It's just such peace and tranquility. And you get to the summit and it's like you're thrown straight back into all of the things that you've been getting away from. As you're coming down this Snowdon Ranger path, it's a bit boring, to be honest. It's just a pretty wide standard path. You're kind of lulled into a sense of security that everything might be all right. But then you turn a corner and you get faced with this beast, which is the next mountain that's on the menu today. I was umming and ahhing about whether to chuck my tent up somewhere up here or crack on to Llanberis, but I think I'm going to crack on to Llanberis. It's a bit bleak up here, there's nothing really, and it'd be good to kind of get those miles back for the last 2 days. Oh blimey, I'm having to dig pretty deep now. I think I've got two more summits before dropping down into Llanberis. It's about 7:30. It's bleak, it's cold, it's windy. Oh, and you just, through the mist, you just see these looming giants of mountains in a row that you just kind of come down and shoot straight up the next one. Oh man. I'm just dropping down now off the summit of Mole Elio. What can I say about today? It's just been another absolutely massive day. All of these days, just even hiking it over 6 days, they're humongous. I can't even imagine running it in 24 hours, that's insane. It's just been an absolute gift of a day again today. I just feel so privileged to be able to be doing this. I've just got a bit of a long descent now into Llanberis, pitch my tent up and get some rest before day 5. Day 5 of the Paddy Buckley Round. I'll have to be honest, I was absolutely jiggered coming down into Llanberis, so I've had to have a bit of a rest up. Day 5 looks set to be an absolutely beautiful day. We've got 900 metres of vertical ascent through Denori Quarry to start off with, before a string of lovely mountains, which end up at one of my favourite mountains in Wales, which is Tryfan, which can be tricky at the best of times. So going to be a tricky day, a long day, but hopefully be really exciting.
Day 5 began in Llanberis, first climbing through the vast disused Denori Quarry before reaching the first of 8 summits, Eryri Fawr. From there I continued on to Eryri Fawr before following the rugged Glyder to the highest point of the day, Glyder Fawr at 1001 metres. After a quick ascent of Glyder Fawr, only the route's biggest challenge remained, the iconic Tryfan. After scrambling up and down this beautiful mountain, I ended my day with a wild camp beside the beautiful Llyn Broch. In total, this day covered 11 miles, 1,732 metres of ascent, and 8 of the Paddy Buckley's 47 summits.
There's this old slate staircase that you go through Denori Quarry. It's so cool. It just makes you feel like you're going through Lord of the Rings or something like that. It's a really atmospheric place. It's brilliant. This ascent up to Eryri Fawr is amazing. Has to be one of the most interesting climbs so far. Just going through this quarry and all these years of history. It's a fantastic place. Bilberries, yummy. Trail snacks. As you get near the top of the quarry, there's no official paths on the map. You just got to kind of follow the trods. But it's really clear. There's loads of people who've been up here, and there's a bit scrambly in places, but it's not too bad to be fair. This is what I mean. We just got to try and make it up there. But you can tell there's a fairly clear route up. That was a lot trickier than it looked, to be fair. That slate doesn't want to take any of your weight. It just kind of goes from straight onto you. Oh. I've just reached the first summit of the day, Eryri Fawr. And I have to say, that's one of my favourite ascents to any mountain summit that I've been through. It's just great going through those quarries. I can't recommend it enough. A real top-notch route, that. This is a foreboding place up here. It's just cold and there's cracked rock everywhere. It just feels kind of scary in a way. from what I can see and from what I remember previously, I think the rest of this route today is going to be pretty good going for me, really. There's no bogs, and I think the terrain's quite good until we get nearer to Tryfan later on. So yeah, it should be a nice afternoon. That'll end up being famous last words, that. I'll end up spending this afternoon clinging to the side of a cliff, crying my eyes out. It's proper steep, this. Oh wow. I'm absolutely loving being out today in these Welsh mountains. It's such a brutal and testing landscape. I really love the way that as you're going through the day, you kind of slowly feel your energy levels being eroded away. But you just got to keep your wits about you because, you know, especially if you're on your own like this, you know, you've got to be really careful at every move. Bloody hell, what on earth did that? They must have Welsh elephants. It's a ginormous pile of dung. I'm heading off the summit of Eryri now. This Paddy Buckley Round route is just amazing. I love the way they've put together these big rounds. They're just such nice flowing routes. And there's nothing in it that's too technical, so you know there's no kind of grade 2 or 3 scrambling or anything like that. You know, you're supposed to be able to run these, so it ends up just being like this war of attrition in this amazing landscape. It's just been brilliant so far. This is the beautiful Tryfan that we're going to be going up later on today, the last summit of the day. I think the official route kind of goes to the top and then heads down this gully, but I'm thinking of doing a bit of an out and back, A, because I think it's a bit easier, and B, because I'm hoping to find somewhere nice to camp up, not too far from the top of there. Wow, we're at Glyder Fawr, otherwise known as Mordor. I just came down from Glyder Fawr, which was a tricky little one to get to, really. It's quite a bit of a scramble to get up there. Heading off now towards Tryfan. This is a tricky little scree gully, to be fair. It's easy to lose your confidence on this sort of stuff. I'm just on the approach to Tryfan now. Tryfan, in my opinion, is probably the hardest mountain on this whole Paddy Buckley route. It's a tricky little mountain, and it's one that likes to get you in a pickle if it can. It's a scramble up in any direction, but it's really easy, especially on some of the routes, to lose your line. And it goes from being a challenging scramble to being downright scary. The fastest route is kind of up and over and down the western gully. That's the kind of fell runners route, but I'm going to do an out and back today, partly because I think it's the kind of easiest way to get up and down, and that means I can stash my bag, because I'm a bit worried about scrambling up over this with this big heavy bag on my back. But if I stash it, I might be able to enjoy the scramble. It's so easy to lose your line coming up here, kind of veer off just a little bit and end up in a right load of mischief. The gully that we're kind of heading up is this one, and my best advice would be to kind of check your map frequently, because it's so easy just to lose your course on this route. It's actually quite a nice route up, this first bit. It is a scramble, but it's not really tough, as long as you're on the right bit. It gets trickier as you get a bit higher up, and the path's much less distinct, and it tries to kind of lure you off the right path by these other little routes that look a little bit easier. It's a real tricksy mountain. If you stick to the right route, you'd be okay. But that's how I end up in so much mischief up here. I don't mind saying I'll be glad to get down from here. I've got the utmost respect for this mountain. It scares me more than a little bit, I don't mind saying. I tell you what, it was a great shout stashing this bag. I don't think I could have got up and down Tryfan safely carrying this beast with me. I'm just heading down into the Ogwen Valley now. Just looking for somewhere to pit my tent up so I can collapse. Well, I've just got to the end of day 5, and what a day today's been. It's just been awesome all day. The climb this morning through Dunorwig Quarry to the first summit of the day has to be one of my favourite ways to summit a mountain. It was just so great just going through those quarries, really, really interesting. And then it's just kind of flowed along as the day's gone on, doing the other summits. And then Tryfan at the end. It's an absolute beast of a mountain, and it's been a bit of a nemesis for me. I'll have to admit, I was a bit worried about that, and I kind of said to myself, if I get up to Tryfan and down, then I can do this Paddy Buckley Round, and I've done that. So just got one day tomorrow, day 6, and then I'd have done it. Can't believe it. Knackered. Righty-do. It's day 6 on the Paddy Buckley Round. Last day. I can't believe I've made it this far, to be honest. There's 5 more summits to do, 5 more mountains, and about 10 miles. It's a whole new area for me, this, so I'm not really sure what to expect today, other than the first ascent and the first mountain looks high, steep, and really rocky, and quite technical in places. We'll have to see how we get on.
Day 6 begins by leaving camp and passing the beautiful waters of Llyn Ogwen before climbing to the first of 5 summits, Pen y Old Wen. From there the route crosses the vast, remote landscape of the Carneddau, taking in a string of rugged mountain tops before finally reaching the 47th and last summit of the Paddy Buckley Round, Pen Hylth With the challenge complete, all that remains is a long, often boggy descent back to Capel Curig, bringing 6 unforgettable days in the mountains to an end. This day was 10.4 miles long, with 1,173 metres of ascent, and took in the final 5 summits.
I've just reached the base of Peñolwen. To be fair, it looks an absolute beast to get up, and it's tricky from the off. This area we're in now is called the Carneddau, and I think it gets its name because there's quite a lot of old Bronze Age burial sites up here. But yeah, it's kind of a beautiful, wild and remote part of Snowdonia. They've built this wonderful little secret staircase in the first part of this route. I love the efforts that's gone into making these paths. This turns into a proper scramble near the top. It's been a lovely route up so far. That was such an enjoyable route up to Peñolwen. Had a bit of everything, you know, it was steep all the way and just the kind of right amount of scrambling. It's challenging you, but you don't feel like you're going to die if you fall off at any point. Really enjoyable climb up. Let's see what the rest of the day's got to hold. Oh, weather's coming in. I'm going to get absolutely drenched. It's so exposed up here. It is bleak up here. There's just stones and rocks, like some kind of lunar landscape with a few plants just clinging on. Just got 3 left to go now. It's a bit of a funny feeling, really. I think I might actually be able to do this. I'm absolutely soaked. I'm so tired. There's nothing to do but keep going. Oh, it's harsh up here, especially when it's like this. Oh man, I'd be glad to get down. Oh, I tell you what, I thought the running this afternoon was going to be a fairly easy affair. But this weather's hideous. It's just awful up here today. Horrible. It's a bit of a tricky one in these conditions. Oh man, I'd rather not be doing this. Oh blimey, on a good day I'd have enjoyed that last one, but that was pretty sketchy today. I nearly bottled it. 1 to go. These things do try and make you quit, I swear. Just at the base of the last one, number 47. What a tough day today's been, unexpectedly. Oh man, I'll be glad to get this done. My legs feel like jelly. Oh, I can't believe I've actually made it up here. 47 of Wales's finest. Put it there. I'm cold, absolutely soaked. Every muscle and joint aches to high heaven. But man, what a feeling. I've done it. Woo. I'm about a mile or so from Capel Curig and coming towards the end of this adventure. So I'm just thinking about how to summarise this Paddy Buckley Round for you. This route and this Paddy Buckley Round has to be one of the best journeys and best adventures that I've ever been on. The route is absolutely massive. It's hard to put into words how huge it is. And it's challenging across all sorts of different levels. But it's such a beautiful route as well, and it takes you to some of the most amazing places in this beautiful, beautiful Snowdonia National Park. I hope I've managed to capture it for you, and I hope you've enjoyed following along. I've wandered off path here, completely lost again. I'm tired, knackered, hungry. I need to go and get some food and rest.